But we're looking across over there at the island. It has all these different structures on it. We're going to walk over there and hike up around there and see all those different structures. Pretty interesting that they could take some place like this and make it a thriving community. Welcome to Tigner Adventures. Today we're at a new spot. Isn't that surprising? We actually are in Flagstaff, Arizona. We're just outside of Flagstaff, and we're actually at Walnut Canyon National Historic Site. Or no, National Monument. That's right. Yep. So National Monument. So it is amazing how many of these monuments and parks and everything that there are. And but anyway, we're stopping here today to check this out and see what it's all about. So they have a nice little parking area. Even RVs can come and park right over there on the right hand side. It's up here in the trees, and it's just a nice little setup here. So this is the visitor media center.
So your family wouldn't be cold in the winter months, or it wouldn't be leaking with water. And you know, there's still love put into taking care of the home.
Looks like we have our gift shop over here. Ah, this is a pretty small one. Got a few different things in here. The visitor center is, you know, so small, but they've really put a lot of effort into utilizing the space that's available to them. They actually have a lot of information, and the video is pretty good here. So that's what's, it gave a lot of information. So that was pretty good. And they also have a little gift shop. So that's handy for a few little trinkets and things. So we have decided that we're going to do the rim trail. It's about, there's some work being done on it, so it's only going to be about a half mile that we can actually go on the rim trail today. Tomorrow, I think we'll come back and try to do the island trail. So it's actually going down into the canyon. So on the rim trail, we'll be able to do some overlooks, just kind of see what's going on. So here is an example of how they gardened back then. They just had these little square areas that they'd clean up and everything, and then they'd grow their little garden in them, and they just had those all over the place, but not massive gardens, just pretty much small.
Oh, fur and feathers.
And that got some new shoes.
Aren't they pretty?
And they're working?
Yes, they're very nice.
So we can run?
Yes.
We are headed out away from the canyon right now, to the Pueblo area. So besides having the cliff structures that they lived in, they also did all the farming and hunting up on the rim, and that's what we're walking right now, is up on the rim area. So besides the cliff dwelling homes they had, they also did where they dug in and created these in-ground setups that they'd live in, and then turn them into storage also. And this is an example of one of them. This area is the sustainable housing, and this is an example of the structure that they're actually talking about over here where Ninette is. So these were kind of looked at as seasonal housing, and yeah, they always made the doorways very skinny so they could put bear hides over them, things like that, deer skins, whatever, to keep the elements out. We are at 7,000 feet, so it does get a bit cold in the winter, and the wind also blows a lot here, and so that's why they move into the canyon. And the island that we'll be looking at, they have housing going all the way around the island, because they could, depending on the situation, they could either go to where the sun was to get warm, or they could go to the other side in the shade to stay cool. And so it worked out really well. Right out here is the island, and yeah, big bird right there on the right. And
I guess that's a raven.
nice canyon. So they had to walk all the way down there to get their water when there was water. So there wasn't always water in this canyon during different portions of the season. So they had to collect rainwater and store it for those dry months. But we're looking across over there at the island. It has all these different structures on it. We're going to walk over there and hike up around there and see all those different structures. Pretty interesting that they could take some place like this and make it a thriving community. They had over estimated a couple hundred people that lived in this area. Good morning. It is another day. We have come back to do the island trail hike, and actually today is, let's see, what is this?
Saturday.
September 24th, and it's actually National Park Free Day. So you can actually get into the park free, and they have this little thing here they're going to demonstrate here. This is what the people that lived here, this is how they used to hunt. It's called Atha. Is that what that it says? Or Atla?
Atlatl.
Atlatl.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, I can't really read.
No,
But
that's
here.
okay. It's a tough word.
Anyway, they're going to demonstrate how they used to do this. So we're going to go check this out.
Fingers in here or pointer finger in here.
Good.
And it's gonna go like this.
Try it.
Put the notch on the end of the spear in there. And then it's like if you have a dog, you can, like a chuck it. It's just like a chuck it. Or if you play tennis, like a serve. It's kind of the motion that you want to do.
All right, so Ninette's going to try this out.
First time.
First time.
Oh, okay, hold on one second.
Whoop.
Let me yeah, here. So you don't want to use this hand.
Okay. Well, I was gonna let go.
Yeah.
Oh,
You want to hold here.
Then I'll throw the whole thing. Like that?
So can I demo real quick? So this is how I do it. Like this, pinching like this, and then
Okay. Ah.
Wow.
like that. And so
Okay.
you keep hold on to here, and then just let go with your fingers.
Okay.
So they might want to recruit you for the tribe.
It's not my first time
Yeah.
doing this, yeah.
So we're holding and throwing it just in one hand, huh?
Yep.
All right.
Whoa. That was pretty decent, see?
I don't know which.
Just know enough just to be dangerous. So they use these to hunt mastodons?
Yeah,
No,
large game.
That didn't work.
that didn't work. Large game.
So this is before bow and arrows. Thumb or piece
Before bow and arrow.
Ooh, that one went farther.
I heard that
I
one.
think I'm doing something weird.
7.
Okay, so
Yeah,
this is
imagine
how,
making some cornbread with that.
this is what you have to do before you make cornbread is you got to grind the corn.
Nice.
She's a baker.
Yeah.
We also have an activity to
That would take a long time.
Does that take a long time? Make it soft enough?
Yeah.
some examples of from last year. How do you make that?
We have sandpaper and
Try to approximate it. So.
Yeah, you'd really be hungry after this. See, now I'm getting a cup.
All right, we are starting the island trail. We're gonna hike over there to the island, but we have like 300 steps to do here. It's a real nice path though, nice sidewalk with lots of steps. And we're just gonna kind of wind our way down the mountain here. One thing we should mention is, we spend most of the time at sea level this year, so we are now at 7,000 feet. So this is going to be, might be a slow hike. Yeah. We didn't bring any oxygen, darn it. We should have bought that oxygen at the last place we were at.
You were here.
So this is the trail that we're on the left right there. So that's where we're at. We're gonna hike around the island, up around some of the cliff dwellings. So this is pretty exciting. It's just exciting to look at something like this and just think back and think there's 200 people that used to live around here. It's just amazing. Down we go. Just kind of going around this whole trail. It's not the down we're worried about so much, other than it's kind of hard on our knees. But then we got to come back up. Yeah, it's easier except for heart. And then you have these views that are just really cool. You can see the path down there farther, so we got a ways to go. But we're gonna get up close and personal with these cliff dwellings. It's interesting how people can come into an area, take what's there, and make something out of it. We are at the dividing point here. This is a one-way loop going around the island.
The hot side and the cool side.
Yeah, we're going to the cool side, and then later when the sun's out really hot, we'll be on the hot side. I'm not sure how we plan that, but this cool side's pretty cool. So maybe, I don't know what the temps. This morning's low was 52, so.
Original trail.
Original trail. Look at that. So we've gone down the majority of the steps to begin with. They were saying that like the first big portion is like 200 steps, and then there's about 100 or so little steps like this as we work our way up and down around areas. So it's just especially if you're from low altitude like we are, or have been most of the summer and winter, just got to take it slow. So here's one area. Just the starting. This is the examples of how they actually put it together. Yeah. And then if you look, they said on the film that we watched, so if there's a bunch of black on the top, that's where they lived a lot, and they had fires, so from all the smoke. But if you get these different ones that don't have any smoke on them and stuff, they were mainly just used for storage.
And the tool when they didn't need fire.
This is a picture of them actually building their units and some of the problem solving they did to figure out the best way to do it and make it work.
Yeah, the smoke comes up and out.
Yeah.
A little hole. So they did have smoke.
I wonder if the black is from fire
So,
or is that natural?
yeah.
It's fire.
Look at these rooms. Walls are pretty thick. Doorways. All right, we're coming up to some structures that are more intact. You can see the back of the wall there is all
There's the kids' room.
smoke, all carbon on it. So if we go over here just a little bit, we'll actually see the smoke actually came up onto the ceiling, and then they had this hole that the smoke would actually come out. And so if you've seen areas that have this carbon buildup on them, this is where they lived in the wintertime.
Those are small doors.
And the doors are pretty small because they
Keep heat in.
wanted to keep the heat in. So,
Cool. They're cool.
so this one we can actually go into. Whoa. Nice thick walls.
Boy, they had nice view, didn't they?
Yep.
A room with a view.
The room was actually pretty good size, and they had a great view, whether it was sunny or snowing. You just look at all these herbs and things here. It wasn't a matter of them just living here. They actually utilized all these things for food, or like this yucca they made baskets out of. They used all these different things to actually live and thrive here. So this area was inhabited by the Zuni Indians. Well, hopefully that was fun to see. I mean, it's pretty, to me, I mean, I guess it's just trying to imagine how these people actually
unreal.
lived here and actually, you know, how much they utilized everything that was here, whether it's plants or the water or the rocks or whatever, animals.
Everything.
They used everything. Well, I tell you,
Had to.
they had to, and that's why it's just
having
amazing.
the strength to hike up and hike down to get water and bring
Yeah.
it back up and hike up and get your vegetables and stuff.
Yeah, pretty interesting. It's too bad that there was so many looters early on in the 1900s or whatever it was that just came up here and used dynamite, whatever, just to gain access to find something to go sell. But anyway, so hopefully you enjoyed that. Thanks for coming along with us. We'll just leave it at that for now, and we'll just say that we'll hope to see you down the road somewhere, and if not, maybe we'll be on our next video. So take care.
Bye.